this commercial break. NRI machining. The difficult we do right away, and the impossible will take a little longer. Holbrook's Hometown Pharmacy is an independent retail pharmacy offering prescriptions, a full line of over-the-counter medication products, and gifts for family and friends. The pharmacy offers in-store pickup, drive-through pickup, and delivery. Contact us by phone at 740-259-0041 or visit our Facebook page. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys ready to roll? Because Dirt Anarchy's here again. We are at USA International Dirt Anarchy in these super late models. These guys are out here on the track qualifying right now, and they are ready to roll. So, without further ado, we're going to jump over to the live screen. I want to take a look at what's going on over here. So, guys are out there running and running. George Fizel with the top lap, number 33. I've been talking to him this week. He said after the update, he thinks that his car, or he can drive his car a lot faster than he could before. I've kind of had the same thing after the update. I think the car's got a little bit easier to drive. Kind of wheel him a little bit more, but George Fizel with your quick time. Good for George. Matthew Croak, second place. Tony Martin in third. These guys are out here ready to roll. Connor New out on the track right now, running a qualifying lap. His practice time was a 19.873. Holy cow, he was moving. He ran a 21.209 for his first lap. Cole Younger out there making a turn. Got a couple guys here still left to qual. But if you guys are out here watching the stream, thank you so much for coming out. We are out here with Dirt Anarchy. This is Marcus Potter with Dirt Static Esports. Thanks for coming. George Fizell, steer top qual. Cole Younger coming in. 4th place from 21.159. Good job out of Cole Younger. Setting a good lap time. Should have some good racing here tonight for you folks. USA International is a very long track. Super long track. Little hard to get around. You got to hug the car on the bottom line early on. Later on, the high line comes in, but the high line is still kind of weird to run. The track is super flat, so. Bryson McKelvey out there putting down a 2nd lap. Looks good so far. Hugging on the low line pretty good all the way around. Makes it around. Looks quick. First lap 21.4. 2nd lap 21.343. We're going to take a quick look at the sponsors. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Dirt Anarchy on the top left. You see them there. Anarchy Wraps and Designs, 06. Racing Productions, Buckwheats Customs, 4M Customs, NRI Machining, and Adrenaline Spike Designs. My sponsors include Blueprint Event Rentals and Holbrook's Hometown Pharmacy. Big shout out to all the sponsors on the page here. About to jump on over to the live screen. Gonna wait for these guys to line up. Qualifying time is over, I do believe, here in the next 30 seconds, and then we are gonna get moving. You guys can see the rundown there on the left side of your screen. George Fizell with your quick time here tonight. Matthew Croak 2nd, Tony Martin 3rd. Those are gonna be the 3 guys to beat here tonight. I think they were waiting for Travis Gardner. Travis Gardner accidentally hit ready to race. So I do believe that we are going to be taking off here in a second. But if you guys are out there watching, thank you so much for coming out. Cole Younger commenting, old Julie Younger down there to come and watch the race. Got it on the old Facebook. We are on 3 platforms now, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Heat race number 1. Got the Iracing pace car out there tonight. Little safety car, not the truck. But starting in first place on your pole position, the number 33, George Fizell. Starting outside, row number 1. In position number 2, Tony Martin. 3rd place, Connor New. 4th place, Kyle Carter. 5th place, Matt Tejon. 6th place, Nick Klosterman. And 7th place, Travis Gardner. Travis Gardner was late to the show, ladies and gentlemen, but he is here now, and he is ready to go. You guys saw the grid. We are absolutely ready to roll. If I could hit the right button, it'd probably help, but that is all right. Got the old Dirt Anarchy logo up there. Let's take driver's information off, and we are ready to cruise. George Fizell leading them around. That number 33 car, Vapors Incorporated, located down in Portsmouth on the side of trail, right off 23. Green flag flies. Heat race number 1 is underway. It's a 10-lap event. George Fizell getting an early lead, taking the low line around turn 1 and 2. Out there in the 33, he was screaming and qualifying. He's doing a great job in the heat race so far. 2nd place in behind him is Connor doing the number 10 car. Beautiful wrap on that late model machine out there. Kyle Carter sitting in 4th place. Matt Tejon right in front of him in the 31. Connor News trying to run down the leader. George Fizell coming into turn number 1. Connor New on the low side. George Fizell pushes up high on the track. Going to leave Connor New a lane. Connor falls in behind. George got the run on the high line. These drivers are going to battle it out all night long. Connor New still sitting in 2nd place. Matt Tejon in 3rd. Tony Martin in 4th place. Kyle Carter going back to 5th. Gardner's in 6th, and Klosterman is in 7th. George Fizell still the race leader. We're on lap 4 out of 10. Got a little bit of a battle going on up front. Connor New still trying to get past the 33 of Fizell. driving so far. Good driving so far at everybody on the track. Oh, a little bit of contact here. Tony Martin a little sideways. Caution is out in heat race number 1. We got 5 laps in the books. Be right back.
NRI machine, located in Macon, Georgia. The difficult we do right away, the impossible will take a little longer. Call 478-731-0496 for all your machining needs.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We got the replay up on screen. I do believe Kyle Carter was given the EOL in this situation. We'll watch him from the far chase and see what happened. Kyle kicked it a little sideways here. Runs right up into the rear end of Tony Martin. Sent Tony on a trip. That's all right, though. We are back on the live screen. Kyle Carter will be sent to the back of the pack. He'll have to work his way back up into the B main. Good job out of George Fiesel, holding first place in heat race number 1. Connor New, P2, Matt Tejon, P3. But don't worry, folks. Travis Gardner putting his nose up into the mix, sitting there in 4th place. Travis started from the back, worked his way up the field, doing an excellent job so far tonight. Accidentally ready to race qualifying, so he's got to come out here in the heat race and show what kind of skill he has as a driver, and he's doing a good job so far at it. Pace car takes around one more time. On the back stretch, we're going to come around turn 3 and turn 4, and we're going to take off with that green flag, and it will fly as long as or as well as the cars. George Fiesel out front, ready to take the green flag, try to take his heat 1 victory, but he's got some fast drivers in behind trying to take it away from him. Green flag drops. George Fiesel takes off. Connor New going to fall in behind in line. Travis Gardner on the high side, Matt Tejon inside of him. Connor dives on the low side. George Fiesel's a little high. George might get the run, and he does. Connor New tried to throw a lap winner. George closed the door. George still got the lead. Travis Gardner moved his way up to 3rd place. I'm going to try to run down Connor New now. Travis running the high side around the track, getting a good run. He's on the outside of Connor New. Travis Gardner moves up into 2nd place. Run down. Fiesel in front. Gardner in 2nd. Gardner's trying to run down Fiesel. New in 3rd. Tejon in 4th. And running up top 5 is Tony Martin. Connor New trying to make a push back on the low side. Travis Gardner on the outside. Doing a great job. All these drivers are 8 laps in the books out of 10. Multiple lines on the racetrack right now. Connor New still hanging on to the low side. Travis Gardner might go for the slider. George closes the door. Travis does a great job of holding on to it. Your race leader is still George Fiesel coming out of turn number 2. About to come into turn number 3. Travis Gardner taking the high line again. George Fiesel down on the low side. White flag's going to fly this time around. White flag is in the air. Travis Gardner on the inside of Fiesel. Fiesel's still going to get the run off the top. Coming into turn 3. About to come out of turn number 4. Looks like Fiesel is going to... It's a drag race to the finish. Ooh! And Fiesel is going to be the heat race winner for heat race number 1. Excellent job. Fiesel, Gardner, New, Tejon, and Martin. That's the rundown for heat race number 1. Excellent job at all the drivers there. Fantastic performance. Love to see good racing like that. Shout out to all the drivers that ran in that heat race. It was excellent. Travis Gardner drove from the back, pulled off 2nd place. Had an excellent finish. All right. Heat race number 2 about to be underway. Starting off on the pole, Matthew Croak. Starting off 2nd place, Cole Younger. 3rd place, Cody B. McDonald. 4th, Matthew Helm. 5th place, Bryson McKelvey. 6th place, Sage Luther. And 7th place, David Garman Jr. Excellent job at a heat race number 1. These guys have done a fantastic job tonight, holding on to the race car, putting it wherever they want to put it. A couple guys to watch out for in this one. Cole Younger, outside pole sitter, pretty quick driver. Definitely going to be coming out here and trying to secure a win. Croak up front, however, is a great driver himself. And we will see how this battle plays out with the top two drivers out there. Guys in behind him going to be screaming down the back of their neck, trying to get up into those positions to get into the A main tonight. Here we go. Pace truck's in. Green flag flies. Croak hits the gas, and we are down the front stretch past the flag stand. Green flag's flying in the air. Matthew Croak gets a good jump off the lead. Cole Younger, a little bit of wall contact there off the front stretch. See if he can make some ground up. Matthew Croak out front. Cole Younger in second. Helm in third. Sage Luther holds the transfer spot. David Garman hot on his heels. Oh, Matthew Croak got a little loose. Holy cow, we've got a big wreck on the front stretch. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to caution and we will be right back.
Brought to you by NRI Machining, located in Macon, Georgia. The difficult we do right away, the impossible will take a little longer. Call 478-731-0496 for all your machining needs.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a big caution. Matthew Croak involved the race leader. We are going to have to find out what happened here. We're going to hit the play button and see. It looks like Matthew Croak took a line a little loose there. Not sure what happened. We'll look at this from a couple of different angles, but slick's coming in right there. You can see under the rear end of Croak. He gets a little loose, spins it on the way out. Younger just gives him a little tap and sends him for a ride. The rest of the field piles up pretty bad. Man, oh man, what an event for Matthew Croak. We'll look at that from a different angle here. The little transaction. It's like Cole just got a little bit under him and he was loose. Not really anywhere to go there in that situation. But we'll hop back over to the live screen. That'll change the lead up a little bit. Got McKelvey in pits. Base truck's back out there. Looks like Sage Luther is going to be the new race leader here in heat race number 2. We are currently under caution. Big wreck, big accident. Stuff happens. Shake it off. Keep on driving, fellas. But Sage Luther up front. David Garman on the outside. McDonald third. Hellman fourth. And Croak going to round out the top 5. Green flag flies. Sage Luther taking off. David Garman on his outside. David Garman started last in this heat. He's worked his way up through the field. A little caution helped him get up there. But David Garman's no one to play with. It's going to be a great battle between Sage Luther and David Garman. David Garman gets the huge run on the outside. Coming into turn number 3, David Garman on the outside gets the lead. New race leader coming over lap number 4, David Garman. Sage Luther taking the bottom line right there in second place. Cody B. McDonald on the outside, though, not giving up. The line on the racetrack is starting to push a little bit higher now, ladies and gentlemen. You can see it. Oh, Klosterman a little loose. Sorry, excuse me, not Klosterman. Sage Luther, my bad. Sage Luther out of the run. Moving back to 6, run down. Garman up front. McDonald second. Helm third. Croak fourth. Younger rounding out the top 5. Cody B. McDonald doing an excellent job navigating this raceway. Hanging on to that car, putting it right in the middle line all the way around USA International. You can see where the slick came in. These guys are getting a little bit more squirrely on the rear end. Got to really pay attention to that throttle. David Garman with a comfortable lead, 1.3 second gap on second place of Cody B. McDonald. Matthew Helm trying to work the outside to get around. Oh, getting a little loose. Croak has to check. Cole Younger has to check. Good job of the drivers in behind him. And Croak moves up. He's in the transfer spot now. Cole Younger, if he cannot get this in the next lap, he will be moving on into the B main. We'll come back, watch the transfer spot. Croak up here. Cole Younger right in behind. Rolling over into lap number 9. 2 laps to go. David Garman still holding that 1.2 second gap over Cody McDonald. Matthew Helm running pretty decent here tonight. Cole Younger trying to run down Croak for that transfer spot. White flags in the air. Younger in behind Croak. Both these drivers giving it their all, trying to get that transfer spot into the A main and stay out of the B main. Cole Younger on the low side, can't get the run. Run down. Heat number 2, David Garman. Heat number 2, race winner. Second place, McDonald. Third, Helm. Fourth, Croak. And fifth, Cole Younger. Excellent job to the drivers there. We are about to hop over into the B main. Your pole sitter for the B main event, starting in first place, Tony Martin in the 22 machine. Starting outside pole, second place, Cole Younger. Starting in third place, Nick Klosterman. In fourth place, Sage Luther. Fifth place, Kyle Carter. And sixth place, Bryson McKelvey. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Martin out there. Smoky designs by Andy. Ready to get this race underway. Good battles there in heat races. About to come out here and watch some B main action. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to the screen. We're going to take you over to the sponsors. Dirt Anarchy on the top left. Those are the people you see out on the track right now. The other sponsors around there on the page, minus Blueprint and Hometown, are Dirt Anarchy's sponsors. So my big sponsor right there in the middle. Shout out to Brandon Holbrook. Hometown's Pharmacy. Thank you very much for the sponsorship for this year. Looking to make some different things happen on the channel. Moving over to Go-Kart Racing. Went ahead and put a video up on there. There'll be more content to follow on that one. Back over to the live screen. Green flag's about to fly. Tony Martin's going to take off. Green flag is in the air. Tony Martin with a good run down the front stretch. Cole Younger taking the high line. Tony Martin going to hang on to the bottom. Ooh, little shaky out of Klosterman right there in third place. Got to pull it back together and keep it on line. Got a good race so far out of Heat 1 and Heat 2. Ready to get the A main underway. These guys are out here racing for position in the A main. Cole Younger way up on the high line. Trying to find some bites somewhere on the racetrack so he can catch up to Tony Martin. Cole doing a good job of keeping that gap reeled in. 2 tenths, 3 tenths in the corner on the straight stretch. He's running a little bit higher, so he's starting to take it down to about 2 tenths or a tenth. Doing an excellent job. Tony Martin, Cole Younger in a world of their own. McKelvey falling back quite a bit. Rest of the field trying to play catch up. There is different lines all over this raceway. Dirt has changed so much since the update came out for iRacing. I think that they really did a phenomenal job on assessing the cars and where they need to run, how they need to run, how the tires react to the track. I think that iRacing did an excellent job. Definitely made it a lot more racing. These guys are running a fixed setup for this league. Everyone's out there on the same setup. So everything you see is driver skill. Cole Younger all over Tony Martin. Trying to drive that car in on the high side. Trying to make it stick. a look back at the field. Kyle Carter, right there in the number 14 car, making his way around USA International. We're 7 laps in on a 15-lap B main event. You can hear those cars screaming by. Great racing out of all the drivers so far. Look up through the field. Bryson McKelvey in third place. Give you a rundown. Tony Martin up in first in the 22 car. Second place is Cole Younger in the number 3. Tony Martin got a 5-second gap on Cole Younger. Tiger in third place. Bryson McKelvey. Fourth place. Kyle Carter in the number 14 machine. Right behind him is the 26th and Sage Luther. Sage Luther ran into a little bit of trouble there. The heat race put him into the B main, but he's still out here trying to make it. Nick Klosterman in the 26 in behind Sage Luther in 6th place. Drivers are doing an excellent job here tonight. We'll go on board. Tony Martin, your race leader for the B main, 10 laps in. Tony Martin doing an excellent job of holding on to the lead. You can tell he is smooth as ever on USA International. Keeping that car nice and smooth. Tell the texture's a little bit different with the track. A little bit more bumpy. Kind of give the drivers a little bit more of a real feel. Take a look at that right rear on Tony Martin. That Kryptonite race cars. Smoky designs by Andy. Looking at Cole Younger in behind him. Doing an excellent job on the racetrack so far, Tony Martin is. All these drivers are out here at Dirt Anarchy. Brandon Starnes, league owner, has definitely created an amazing league for these guys to run in. It's been fantastic for me to be a part of the league. Watch it develop, watch it grow. It's been quite a bit of fun. Tony Martin, senior race leader, Cole Younger trying to close the gap. Third place, Bryson McKelvey. Fourth, Sage Luther. And fifth, Kyle Carter. Rounding out the end of the field, Nick Klosterman. Lap 14 out of 15. One more time by. The white flag will fly. Cole Younger still trying to close the gap. He's got it down to a 10th. He can make the right moves here. Riding behind Tony and just wait for a mistake. It's usually the best thing to do. White flag's in the air. Tony Martin still the race leader. Cole Younger trying to get that one last turn in to see if he can get by him. Tony Martin and Cole Younger come around turn 3 and 4. Tony Martin looks like he's going to hold on to it. He will be your victor for the B main. Rundown: Martin, Younger, McKelvey, Luther, Carter, and Klosterman. The B main has come to a conclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to hop into the warm-up. So take a look at the sponsor page, and we will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, drivers are out there in the warm-up. Got about 30 seconds left until they are ready to roll. Great job at all the drivers so far. You guys are out there watching. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube. We are triple platforming it up, streaming on all services. If you guys are in any of them, comment down below. Say hi, say what's up. Big thanks to all the fans that are out there watching. We would not be able to put on the show if it was not for you guys out there cheering us on. So I know all the drivers appreciate it. People come out and they say hi, say hey, what's going on. So thanks to all for coming out and supporting all the guys. So here we go. We are ready to roll. I believe we did a little bit of an invert. So it's going to be awful racing here tonight. Starting out on the pole, first place, number 26, Nick Klosterman. Second place on the outside pole, Kyle Carter in the number 14 machine. Starting in third place, Sage Luther. Fourth place, Bryson McKelvey. Fifth place, Cole Younger. Sixth place, Tony Martin. Seventh place, Matthew Croak. Eighth place, Matt Tahone. Ninth place, Matthew Helm. 3 mats right in a row. 10th place in the 10 machine, Connor New. In 11th place, Cody B. McDonald. In 12th, Travis Gardner. 13th, David Garman Jr. And 14th, your pole sitter for heat race number 1, George Fiesel in the Vapors Incorporated number 33 machine. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get this underway. You guys can see it here. Every one of these cars rolling down the backstretch, ready to get this race underway. There they go, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Klosterman leading the pack. Pace car is going to dip off in the infield, and these guys are going to take off on the green flag. Green flag flies. Nick Klosterman takes off, gets a good lead out in front of Kyle Carter. Racetrack's a little bit worn out at this point. You're going to see a whole lot of high line driving. If you see people on the low side, you should be impressed because it is hard to hang on to that car when you get that low on the track. A lot of slick down there. Klosterman out front. Your race leader, Kyle Carter, following closely in behind. Bryson McKelvey in third place. Great job. Got a lot of cars. Looks like they're 3 wide coming out of turn number 2. Klosterman still out front, leading the pack. Got a 10th gap on Kyle Carter. Kyle Carter looks like he's going to try to make a move, dive it down on the inside line inside of Klosterman. Let's see if he can get the run on him. Klosterman hanging on to the high line, still going to get the run on Kyle Carter. Been a good race up front so far, a lot of drivers around. Kyle Carter diving way down to the low line, throwing a slider. Bryson McKelvey now on the inside of the 14 of Kyle Carter. Cole Younger following closely in behind. Klosterman getting up into the wall, getting a little loose, little contact on the backstretch. Cole Younger throws the slider on McKelvey, glancing on his nose, a little bit of contact here in the front stretch. Kyle Carter gets that car a little bit torn up. Klosterman up into the wall in turn number 2. Caution is out. Caution is out. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to caution. We will be right back.
Brought to you by NRI Machining, located in Macon, Georgia. The difficult we do right away, the impossible will take a little longer. Call 478-731-0496 for all your machining needs.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here on the replay screen trying to figure out what happened. Looks like there's just a little bit of contact there at a slider in the front. A whole bunch of cars. Kyle tried to dive, and we just had a little bit of riffraff going on. So not sure what happened here, but we're going to adjust some cameras while we're here. We'll take you over to the sponsor page. If you guys are watching, take a peek at the sponsors real quick if you would. Thank you guys all for coming out, supporting the broadcast, supporting the drivers of Dirt Anarchy, and supporting the league. We are about to get back underway. Looks like we've got all of the cameras figured out, ready to roll. Hopefully we can show you a little bit more on the screen now. Looks like that shook the front end up a little bit on these drivers. I do believe that we can get it to update. Not sure who is going to be your race leader right now. I do believe that it is McKelvey. Great job out of the driver so far. 5 laps into a 40-lap A main. This is your A main event. They did invert the entire field. A lot of these guys are going to have to do a lot of work to catch up through the field. A lot of the faster drivers that qualified up front and raced good in the heat races are towards the back, so they're going to have to test their skills and drive through the field and see what happens. So, McKelvey up front, Younger in second. New in third, Helm fourth, Martin fifth, Carter sixth, Croak seventh, McDonald eighth, Tejon ninth, and Garmin in 10th. They're working their way around the field. One more time, see them roll by. Pace Stress going to take them around one more time. A little something messed up with the grid. They're going to give it one more slide by, and we are going to be underway. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your sponsor page. If you guys haven't already, check it out. Dirt Anarchy's driving out here tonight. We got 06 Racing Productions, Anarchy Wraps and Designs, Buckwheats Customs, 4M Customs, Adrenaline Spike Designs, and NRI Machining. NRI Machining is our caution sponsor. You will see them whenever the cautions do come up. My sponsors include Blueprint Event Rentals, Holbrook's Hometown Pharmacy. Back in the live screen, making the way around the track, entering turn number 3. Pace car is going to dip off on the inside of the field, and these guys are going to be underway with the green flag. Bryson McKelvey takes off. Green flag is out. Connor New in second place. Trying to get up there on Cole Younger. Connor New's going to fall back in third. Took the low line there for a second. Thought it was going to stick. Connor New racing in behind Cole Younger, and Cole Younger is breathing down Bryson McKelvey's neck. Trying to figure it out. Running up on the high side. Got good racing up front. All these drivers staying real close, compact. Had a car out on the track there, just missed it. We'll be at a caution.
Brought to you by NRI Machining, located in Macon, Georgia. The difficult we do right away, the impossible will take a little longer. Call 478-731-0496 for all your machining needs.
We are back, and we need to go to the replay screen. Involved was Nick Klosterman. They were on the track. A little bit of push, a little bit of tear. With the new damage model that came out with the update, the cars have a hard time getting to the pits after an incident. So you can tell there that he ripped the right front of the car all the way off. He tried to take it to the pits, but couldn't make it there. So that's all right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, he's in there getting the car worked on. Old Klosterman he's in the pits. So, caution flag was out. We are ready to roll yet again. You guys are going to make it around the track. Maybe one more time. Don't know if they're going to wait on old Klosterman or not. But if you guys are out here watching, we're on 3 platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Whatever one you're watching on. If you're watching this at a later date, thank you so much for coming out and supporting the stream, supporting me, and supporting the guys out on the track. If you guys don't mind, send a like my way. Helps me kind of work on some stuff over here with the stream. Know that I'm really reaching out to people. So, all right, green flag flies. McKelvey out front. The race is back underway. 13 cars on the track total. Klosterman is out and in the pits. McKelvey, your race leader. Cole Younger following closely in behind. Connor New in third. Kyle Carter running the low side. Top 3 got a great run. Cole Younger trying to move on the inside of Bryson McKelvey. Can't get the run. That is the one thing about USA International. It's such a wide and flat track. It's hard to get the run on the bottom side when you are down there. Especially in a Super, you get too hard on the gas, tires are gone. Take a look back through the field. A couple of guys have been moving up. Focusing on Matthew Croak. Ran into a little bit of trouble in heat race number 2. Races way up to the B main. He's here in the A main feature, running in 5th place. David Garman came from the back of the field. He's now in 7th. George Fizel came from the back of the field. He's now in 8th. Travis Gardner from the back of the field is now in 9th. These guys are making moves in the right directions. Your leaders, staying tight. David Garman down to the inside line. Oh, up on to George. George gets a little bit of contact with the wall, brings it right back onto the track. Leader's still out front. McKelvey at a 4/10 gap on 2nd place. About a 2nd gap on 2nd, or 3rd, excuse me. We're focused in on Cody D. McDonald. Come back here to George Fizel. The number 33 car, Portsmouth Vapors Incorporated. You saw it here. Fantastic wrap on that car. Fantastic driver. George Fizel was the top qualifier tonight. He's currently in 9th place, trying to race his way through the field. Get a little bit of a close-up look on the number 33 of the car. Flying by. You can just hear the power in the engines. All the way out front, Bryson McKelvey, Younger and New, staying in that order. 1, 2, 3. 4th place, Helm. 5th place, Croak. 6th place, McDonald. 7th, Garmin. 8th, Gardner. 9th, Luther. And Martin rounding out the top 10. Take a look back here in the number 9 machine. Matthew Helm trying to make it work. Sitting in 4th place. Big gap between 3 and 4. Looks like we got some movement up front. Cole Younger trying to take a different line on McKelvey. Trying to get the inside. Cole Younger trying to make it a new race leader. 17 laps into the 40 lap A main. One, two, three's out here in a world of their own. Running way out front. Cole Younger getting a little bit tight around that turn. McKelvey, Younger, and New. They've stayed in this order for this long. Looks like Cole's going to try to change that up. Throwing a slider on McKelvey. Cole Younger around turn 3 and 4. You got a new race leader on lap 20. Cole Younger. McKelvey going to throw one right back on the number 3 of Cole Younger. And Cole is going to do a great job of the crossover, get back in front. Kohlerberg running the high line. McKelvey going to try to throw it again. Doesn't get it to stick. Cole Younger still the race leader on lap 21. Great racing out of the three up front. Connor New trying to put his nose up into the mix. Connor New going to take the low line. We are going to be 3 wide coming into this turn. They're there. They're holding on. McKelvey up front. Connor New with the low line run. Trying to pull away with it. Top 3 are definitely putting on a show for us tonight. Connor New on the inside of Cole Younger. Looks like Connor New is going to take the high line. Bryson McKelvey starting to drop down onto the low line, trying to defend that lead. Drivers up front have done a great job so far throughout the race. A little bit of connection problem with Cole Younger. Linking out a little bit there. Connor New following closely in behind, trying to get a run, trying to find a line. Cole Younger getting a little tight on the top of the raceway. But he is hugging that high line good. Connor New might find something new. Down on the bottom side, trying to get a run. A little bit of contact out of both drivers, that is all right. Connor New trying to poke his way up into second place. We'll take a look back. Garmin worked his way up through the field, started all the way in the back. He's all the way up into 5th place now, ladies and gentlemen. Following closely in behind him is the 37 of Travis Gardner. Following right in behind Croak. Connor New making the move on Cole Younger. Cole Younger getting a little sideways on the straight. That's going to be a new second place. 26 laps into a 40 lap A main. Run down. McKelvey, New, Younger, Croak, and Gardner going to round out the top 5. Drivers up front have put on a great show. Bryson McKelvey's done a good job of holding on to the lead, defending his position. Connor New looks like he's got a little bit of a run. Gonna get the slider. Connor New trying to take over in first place. He got the slider on McKelvey. Let's see if he can hold on to it. McKelvey gonna run the low line. Maybe get the slider off. Not gonna be able to do it. Connor New's on the high side. We got a new race leader on lap 28. Connor New, the new race leader. Connor New right here in the number 10. Whoa, hold on. McKelvey and Younger had a little bit of a mix-up there. McKelvey's going to drop back into 3rd place. Look like front end locked onto the rear end. Cole Younger a little bit sideways coming out of the straight stretch. But we'll go to what we were going to say. Connor New in the number 10 car. Absolute fantastic job out of this young man last year racing for Dirt Anarchy. I do believe that he took away the victory in points last year. He did a fantastic job last year running with the league, and he's back trying to run again. Doing a fantastic job here tonight. USA International, we're 30 laps into a 40-lap feature. Connor New's the race leader, and he's got a 1.5 second gap on Cole Younger in 2nd place. Pretty spread out. Travis Gardner moving up into 4th place. David Garman following closely in behind. Travis Gardner, David Garman, both seasoned drivers whenever it comes to late models on dirt. Absolute fantastic performance out of these two, driving their way up through the field. Trying to push up into the top 3. Got about 8 laps to do it. See if they can get it done. Connor New up there in a world of his own. Got a 2-second gap on second place, Cole Younger. I'll give you the rundown. Connor New up front, Cole Younger in second, McKelvey in third, Gardner in fourth, and Garmin rounding out your top five. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just hit a caution. We will be right back.
By NRI Machining, located in Macon, Georgia. The difficult we do right away, the impossible would take a little longer. Call 478-731-0496 for all your machining needs.
All right, looks like this caution came out. Kyle Carter got a little bit loose on the raceway. I think this is where the caution came out. Down into the slick. A little bit of contact out of the two drivers in front of him. Not sure what happened there. Got Kyle Carter a little bit sideways, but we'll jump back over to the live screen and we will get this underway. Check out the sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are out here supporting the league by watching, drop down in the comments below. Say hey to the drivers that are out on the track. Support the drivers in that way. If you have any questions, drop them down in the chat. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Sponsors up on the page: Anarchy, Custom Wraps and Designs, 06 Racing Productions, Buckwheats Customs, 4M Customs, NRI Machining, and Adrenaline Spike Designs. My sponsors: Blueprint Event Rentals and Holbrook's Hometown Pharmacy. Your race leader right now in the A main, Connor New, all the way out front. This caution is going to mix things up a little bit. Connor New had a large lead right before that caution came out. We're going to find out what is going to happen after a caution. So, great job out of all the drivers so far. Fantastic performance, fantastic show out of the drivers up front. Great to see. We're going to roll around one more time. Connor New, Cole Younger, McKelvey. Those are your top three. Travis Gardner, David Garmin trying to run down the leaders, see what they can get going for them. If SDK is correct, we are 33 laps into a 40-lap A main. Pace cars leading these guys around the back stretch. It's going to go around turn 3 and 4 and dip off in the infield, and the green flag is going to fly. Green flag is out. Connor New takes off. Connor New with a great run down the backstretch. We're going to take a look. The action's going to be back here. Travis Gardner trying to work a line on the bottom side, on the inside of Bryson McKelvey. We're going to see what kind of things Travis Gardner can do on the left side. Travis Gardner on the low side, trying to push his way up into third place, and he got it. Top three's looking a little bit different now. You got a 37X up into the mix. Travis Gardner not done there. He's going to work the low line, try to get up there around Cole Younger. Cole Younger up into the wall, a little bit of contact from McKelvey. Oh, David Garmin a little bit into that mix. Connor New all the way out front. Travis Gardner worked his way all the way up into second place from the back. Oh, a little bit of contact back there, and Cole Younger is off into the wall.
By NRI Machining, located in Macon, Georgia. The difficult we do right away, the impossible would take a little longer. Call 478-731-0496 for all your machining needs.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the caution came out. A little bit of contact between McKelvey and Younger here. Not sure what happened. Looks like Cole hit the wall, got a little tight, ran into McKelvey on the slider, got into David Garmin, and it sent him straight up into the wall. Kyle Carter gets involved in that damage as well. George Fizell back there into the pileup. So, back to the live screen. we are going to take it back once more. That's going to make the top three a little bit different. Connor New out front. Gardner following closely in behind. McKelvey in fourth place. And, McKelvey in third place. Garmin in fourth. And McDonald rounding out the top five. That shakes it up a little bit here, folks. If you guys are out there watching, thank you for coming out. Thanks for supporting the guys. Thanks for supporting me as we watch these late models go around USA International. Connor New up front. Pace car is going to dip off in the infield. Green flag flies. Connor New is going to take off and he gets a good run and a good jump off the rest of the pack. Connor New with almost a second gap as he enters turn one. Oh, a little tight up into the wall. Track's getting a little bit slick now. Travis Gardner sitting in second place. Bryson McKelvey in third. David Garman in fourth. Travis Gardner put on an excellent show here tonight, coming from the back of the field. Same thing with David Garman, running back here in fourth place. Excellent job of working their way up through the field and making it up to the front of the pack. Caution's out. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by NRI Machining, located in Macon, Georgia. The difficult we do right away, the impossible will take a little longer. Call 478-731-0496 for all your machining needs.
Not sure where this one happened. I think Tejon was involved. It looked like he got a little loose on the straight there. Matthew Helm with nowhere to go. Car gets up into the wall. Front end is torn to shreds. That is just how it goes. Rough night for Tejon. All right, we're going to go up the field, watch the drivers go by. Saw the fans out here cheering them on. They might be virtual, but they're having a good time. Oh, boy. Connor New out front, Gardner in second, McKelvey in third, Garmin in fourth, and McDonald rounding out the top five. Rest of the way down the field, Croak, Martin, Fizel, Luther, Carter, and Helm. 38 laps in to a 40-lap event. Sprint cars will be up next. You guys want to come out and watch them? We will be live with these sprint cars. I believe we're racing at Charlotte. Don't quote me on that because I might be wrong, but that's okay. I do believe it's the sprints at Charlotte. So after the update, everything's got a little bit wild. They're figuring it out. Green flag flies. Cole Younger takes off one more time. Travis Gardner following closely in behind. Got a little bit better of a jump this time than he did last time. Oh, Travis Gardner. Woo! Bryson McKelvey sent one. Got the slider off on Gardner. Gardner's going to throw one right back. Looks like McKelvey lost a little bit of momentum there. David Garman going to try to put the slider on Bryson McKelvey, but Croaks up in the mix. Excuse me, it's Cody B. McDonald. Cody B. McDonald is up in the mix in the 28 car. McKelvey up into the wall a little bit, getting a little bit of damage off that wall. Looks like Cody B. McDonald has pushed his way up into third. White flag is out. Connor New is going to be the race winner. Gardner in second and McDonald in third. What a fantastic performance out of those top three drivers. Fantastic performance out of everybody on the track tonight. A lot of guys came from the back, drove their way all the way up to the front. Excellent job, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some interviews to be underway to conduct, so we will be right back. Thanks for coming out. Get the interviews underway in a second. ladies and gentlemen, with me in the booth, your race winner, Connor New. Connor, fantastic performance, man.
Yeah, thank you.
How'd you feel out there tonight?
Man, I was very scared with that invert, and then early on I got stuck behind Matthew Helm, and I mean I wasn't trying to wreck nobody, but I had to go, and I know I got into him a little bit, but you know,
Well, rubbing's racing, as they say. As long as you hold respect for the other guys, I think you did an excellent job out there with the performance you put down tonight. The invert threw me off guard a little bit. Didn't know we were going to do it, but I seen the invert come, and I thought, oh boy, these guys have got some work cut out for them tonight. But you definitely put in the work, and you worked your way up through the field. What do you think of the new update?
the new update was interesting to say the least. I mean, I guess Cole and Bryson were wide open on straightaways, and I knew their tires were gone because I was 3/4 of the throttle, and I was keeping right up with them, and I could get a better run down off the corner than they were. So I knew I was gonna get around them, but I mean, we had an awesome race for the lead there.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic watching you three guys battle it out. And then after lap 30, it seemed like we were watching a whole nother race. So, Connor, you did an excellent job, man. Held onto the car really well. Did a great job saving your tires here tonight at USA International. I know it's a bigger track. It's easy to get throttle happy on. But go ahead and give a shout out to your sponsors, man.
First of all, I want to congratulate Cody McDonald on third. Dude, he worked so hard for that, and I want to thank Austin Vanderpool and Vanderpool Construction, New Talent Associates, Alltech Crop Science, Turn 2 Photography, Wrights Repair, Kryptonite Race Cars, Black Widow Graphics, AAA Designs, Turbo Chassis, Gills Professional Towing and Recovery, Beeling Race Products, McDonald's and Masonry, and Vanderpool Racing. And you for broadcasting this thing.
All right. Well, Connor, thank you, man. Absolute fantastic performance out of your P1 sitter for the A-main here at USA International. Connor New, great job.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to pull up the next guy. Ladies and gentlemen, your P2 finisher in the booth with me right now, Travis Gardner. Travis, fantastic job tonight. You drove from pretty far back in the field. The invert, when it first came out, I was talking to Connor about it a little bit. That invert kind of threw me off a little bit, and the first thing I thought was these guys are going to have their work cut out for them. But you definitely came out here and you put your work gloves on, your race boots, and you went to work. So tell us a little bit about your race.
Yeah, that invert got me too, because I came in here just gonna click ready to race. Like, I was just gonna start from the back, try my luck. Well, turns out there's the invert tonight, so I tried to work my way to the front in that heat so I could start in the back where I wanted to begin with. It worked out for me though.
Yeah, well, in the heat race, you had absolute fantastic performance. I think you just had the throttle control figured out a little more than other people. But USA International is a big track. Got to be real easy on the throttle, especially since the update came out and the tire wear is a thing now. It kind of changes the whole groove of the race up. But did an absolute fantastic job, Travis.
Thank you, buddy. It was a good race. It was fun. I had a blast.
Yeah, I had a blast watching it. Travis, go ahead and shout out your sponsors, bud.
I'd just like to thank you for broadcasting it, Brandon for putting all this on, and Chris at Adrenaline Spike Designs. I had to throw on one of his old wraps today for you.
Well, it was a pretty good looking wrap, though, wasn't it? Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Travis Gardner, your P2 finisher. Travis, fantastic performance watching you come from front to back at heat race and the feature. I always appreciate watching you out there on the tracks. Good job tonight, man.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to pull in P3, Cody B. McDonald. Ladies and gentlemen, your P3 finisher for the A main at USA International in the booth with me now, Cody B. McDonald. Cody, fantastic performance. The invert threw me off a little bit, as I said, with the last two drivers. Worked out in your favor tonight, and you came out here with a third place finish. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, starting off early, I started 10th, and I'm pretty proud of myself for coming up to the third. We got some good fast drivers in here, but I think a lot of people burnt their tires off early. I was one of them, so it was a throttle control game on the last 10 laps, and I just managed to be able to get that bottom to work and get around four and fifth to take on third at the last there.
Yeah, that was a little bit of thing I was talking about with Connor New and Travis Gardner. The new update has changed a lot in iRacing, and I know that the tire wear is definitely going to play a role in a larger track like this. But you did an excellent job of holding on to the car, man. Where'd you start in the heat race? You remember?
No, I think it was fifth or sixth
I
in the
didn't
heat
know if
race.
you.
I was way back there. I was way back there.
Yeah, I didn't know if you raced in the B main or not. But
No.
yeah,
I
that's
made
what I
it.
thought.
Actually, no, I wouldn't. I finished second, and then I started 10th because of the invert. I started 10th in the feature, and then worked my way up.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, well, the car looked fantastic all night, man. You kept the car nice and straight all the way around the racetrack. Kept a good racing line throughout the whole time, avoided the cautions, and you kept your head above water and finished out in third. I know you've worked a long time, a hard time on improving your racing, and I think you've done a
Yeah.
fantastic job of that, man.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a lot of practice. Think I'm finally getting there.
Yeah, I think you are too. Go ahead and shout out your sponsors.
Sponsors was Vanderpool Construction, McDonald Masonry, and then of course got to thank not really a sponsor, but thank Dirt Anarchy for you guys putting it on, you broadcast, and Brendan Starnes continuing just trying to keep everybody together and keep the racing going.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. That was Cody B. McDonald. An excellent finish here in P3 tonight. Cody, great job, man.
Yep, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the end of our show. If you did come out and watch the race, thank you very much for coming out and participating and showing your love to the gentlemen out there on the racetrack. They did a fantastic job putting on a good show for us tonight. The sprint cars are up next, so you can join us there. That was the 40-lap feature at USA International. Connor New, your race leader, ended up pulling out a win. Travis Gardner in second. Cody B. McDonald in third. Fantastic job to all the drivers out here tonight. Sponsors are up on the page. You can take a look. Go check them out. Hit me up on Facebook if you guys need any more information. Dirt Static Esports. You can find me on Facebook. So that will be the end of it. Fantastic job to all the drivers, and thank you all for coming out and watching.